Hello guys, I'm Anurag and today I'm going to present a project which I and my friend Vedang have been doing for quite a while now as interns at Exposys Data Labs. So we were provided with a project sheet from which we chose an IoT project, according to which we had to create some automatic system for watering plants. So we have come up with a model which encapsulates concepts of IoT, Flask which is a web framework in Python, and React which is a front-end library by Facebook. So let's talk a little bit about the project. The project is entitled AIS by us, which stands for Advanced Irrigation System, and by advanced we mean it's not only automatic but also includes some features which will be really helpful. So speaking of features, let's talk about the components that we have used inside it. The first and the most important component of the whole project is of course the microcontroller, which in our case is the ESP32, also called Node MCU. The ESP acts as the brain of the model and is responsible for sending data from the soil to the backend, which we created using Flask. The next component is obviously the soil moisture sensor itself, which in very simple terms just reads the soil moisture value by calculating the resistance between its two terminals. So those were the two major components required for the product, and other components include a 5V DC motor, some jumper wires, LED for indication, resistance, and a transistor. Here the DC motor serves as a pump for us. Now let's move ahead and have a look at the project itself. So here we are in a balcony garden where I've set up everything, and I think before we begin, let's have a look at the interface that we created using React. This is the interface that we created, so let me explain everything present here. On the top left here we have the moisture value in percentage, which is being fetched in real time from the ESP through Wi-Fi. Below which we have the number of times the plants are watered in a day, after which we have the most important component of the project, that is the modes. We have two modes, namely automatic and manual. In the automatic mode, you don't have to do anything, just plug and the product will handle everything on its own. But if you do not want the automatic mode, or if you're not satisfied with that, we also have a manual mode which offers you to turn the motor on and off with just one click. Now let me tell you that we are using the MQTT broker by Adafruit for the communication between ESP and our backend. So basically our backend is fetching the APIs of Adafruit, and Adafruit MQTT broker is receiving data from the ESP module, and hence you need to have a Wi-Fi connection at your house for this to work. Now let's see the project in action. So just plug the cable, wait for the ESP to turn on, wait for the soil moisture sensor, and you're done. So here I have 5 pots set up for now, from which the first one is having the soil moisture sensor. Now let's check out the first mode in our list, that is the automatic mode. So we have set the threshold to 50%, which means whenever the moisture level goes below 50%, the motor will automatically start without having the user to do anything. And as you can see, the automatic mode has been selected by default, but none of the droppers are dripping water. Well, that is because the moisture level inside the pot right now is more than 50%, 57% to be exact. So let me remove the sensor so that the moisture level goes down and the motor starts pumping water. So as you can see, as soon as I remove the sensor, the moisture level goes down to 0 and the motor starts pumping water. And as soon as I put the sensor back in, the moisture value restores and the pump stops pumping water. So that was the automatic mode, but we have one more mode left, right, which is the manual mode. So the manual mode is pretty straightforward. You enable it here in the interface, and then you have a button which you can use to turn the motor on and off whenever you want. So let's go ahead and try it. I click on the button and the pump starts. So manual mode is for those who either don't wish to use the automatic mode or they're not satisfied with it. So now let's go ahead and turn the motor off. I click on the button again and the pump stops. So that's all for the modes, but we have one more feature left on the interface, right? Let's check that out, and that is the graph on the right side. Yes, we also have a graph. It's a plot between the moisture values and time. So basically every moisture value from the sensor is also being stored in a database, which is then being plotted on the graph. So you can check out the moisture values from any point of time, which can help you in maintaining good health of your plants. So that was the last thing in the project, but surely you can add many more things to it to enhance it even further, because there's no limit of imagination. Like we can even add weather in the interface and many such more things. Also, we'd like to thank Exposys Data Labs for providing us opportunity to work on such an amazing project, and we look forward to work with you again on such interesting projects. Thank you so much.